Hey guys, it's Emily. I know this isn't my normal video. I feel like I couldn't carry on with like my normal content without addressing this, without making a video on it, or just like, I don't know, it just felt weird to just keep going and act like nothing is wrong. So if you don't know, basically the Black Lives Matter movement is, riling up again. It never died, and like the movement has just gotten a lot bigger recently because of the recent deaths. And I'm just here, I'm using my platform, I'm using my privilege to get to you all, to educate you. And if there's any racists out there or anyone that believes in all lives matter or not all cops are bad, so hopefully you can understand better. Maybe because you're racist, you can't really understand what Black people are trying to tell you when they educate you, but maybe coming from a lighter skinned person, you can see what's wrong, and hopefully you can listen to me and show respect to the Black Lives Matter movement. So I just have my notes on my laptop because there's like a lot I want to say, and I literally could go on and on about this topic, but it's just like it's not realistic for a video. But just know there's so much more I have to say in this video. But yeah. So first of all, if you know what's going on recently, there's been multiple deaths and like of police brutality. They're all of Black people, and like the police officers aren't getting charged with murder or any type of crime. And this is only happening with deaths of Black people. Most recently, George Floyd died because he allegedly like forged a check. And I saw the video and it was very disturbing because the police officer was just putting his knee like literally on his neck for like 10 minutes, even after George Floyd said he couldn't breathe. And I know this is uncomfortable, but I need you guys to like listen to what I'm saying because it's not supposed to be comfortable. Like, this isn't like a dilly-dally walk in the park. This is real life. This is what's happening, and it's scary, yes, but that's why we need to change it. Because people are like, they're scared for their lives to just do normal activities, to wear a hood, to go on a walk, literally to like in their own houses. Like, they can't even live normally. And that's like the whole point of this, is for you to feel some type of way and get riled up in the movement too. So I'm sorry, but I'm not. Anyways, sorry, I know this video is gonna be a mess. I'm gonna try to be as cohesive as possible, but anyways. So Derek Chauvin, or Chauvin, I don't know, he was kneeing his neck for like 8 minutes. I watched videos, I saw time frames. And even though Floyd said he couldn't breathe, he continued. And even though in the video you can see that he's unconscious, like his eyes are shut, Chauvin, whatever, is still kneeing him in the neck, even though he's unconscious. And then reports like of an autopsy come out saying that Floyd died because he had like underlying heart conditions. What? If I have an underlying heart condition, I can breathe normally, I can do regular activities. Maybe I have to take medication, whatever. If somebody chokes you, they're gonna die, underlying heart condition or not. Like, there has to be something that triggers a death. He did not have a heart attack right there. So I don't know what you're trying to say, but that's not true, okay? That was not like, that was murder. And there are so many like deaths that have happened like this. Like, the fact that there's so many within, since like Trayvon Martin and beyond, even like before him, like there have just been so many deaths that like I can't even tell. Like, I'm literally getting chills. Like, I have goosebumps because so many people are dying because of this that I don't know all their names. And I wish I did. Like, but like there's just so many people dying, like Black people dying from police brutality, from murder, but I don't know their names because there's just so many people. Like, I should be able to, like, not even count on my fingers. There should be no deaths. But, like, the fact that there are thousands. And something that scares me so much is Sandra Bland's death. Like, she was already dead when they took the mugshot of her. Like, you know how, like, scary that is? That is, like, I just don't understand how that happens. So if you're not uncomfortable yet, and if you're not feeling the sense of frustration that so many of us are feeling, then let me tell you some stats on police violence. I'll have my sources down below, but there's a significant amount of Black men that are being killed by the police compared to Hispanic and white. Police killed at least 104 unarmed Black people in 2015, nearly twice a week. 36% of unarmed people killed by the police were Black in 2015, despite Black people only being 13% of the US population. Unarmed Black people were killed at 5 times the rate of unarmed whites in 2015. It's not really the fact of what they did, it's just more of how the police are treating people that are Black compared to people that are white. And if you don't know what that is called white privilege. So white privilege is so important, especially in this case, is because people are not getting treated fairly when it comes to like the court system or like in general like justice system. White people can get slapped on the wrists for crimes, but Black people are getting killed for the littlest things. And if you don't understand what white privilege is, it just basically means that you don't have to worry about the color of your skin and you benefit from being white. And that doesn't mean white people's lives aren't hard or whatever, like you don't have adversity in your life. It just means that the color of your skin isn't something that you have to be worried about. And yes, like Black people have to worry about the color of their skin because there's a target on their back. And a lot of people don't understand like what white privilege is. They think that just because like if I'm saying that they have white privilege, they're just saying, oh well, like my life hasn't been easier because I'm white. Like you don't know what it feels like to be Black, so how would you know if your life hasn't been easier? And this kind of comes into the thing with All Lives Matter. So let me break it down for you. I've seen this example so many times, so I'm sorry if like you hate hearing it, but yes, okay, all lives matter. But let's say, there's 5 people. There's 5 little children, all right? And one of them gets hurt. So you're gonna put a band-aid on the one kid, right? Not all 5, just the one that got hurt because that's the only one that needs the band-aid. You following? Now, take this analogy, this simple child care analogy, and put it into real terms in the real world. Black people are dying constantly. They're not getting the justice that they need for it. So what makes you think we're worried about you, Karen? We're not worried that you can't get your hair cut. We're worried about people dying. So, you get what I'm saying now? Like, yes, all lives do matter, but all lives can't matter if Black lives don't matter. And no, it's not all about you, Becky. Like, right now, you can't be the center of attention, okay? Because there are people dying that are Black, and these are hate crimes. And you're worried that you don't matter? You all have always mattered. White people have always mattered since the beginning. They colonized this country. They made it so apparent that they are the superior race. Like, we see it with Native Americans. They literally freaking wiped out Native Americans. We see it with the Japanese internment camps. We see it with freaking Jim Crow. We get that your life matters. Whatever. We get that white people's lives matter. You had your attention. But now we have to focus on people dying. Like, people that are facing injustice. It's not fair for them that they can't live in the same freedom that white people are living in. So just keep that in mind next time you try to say all lives matter, because yeah, they do. But we need to focus our attention on Black lives. So I want to talk about the all cops are bad, and people kind of just, saying it, and everyone, and then people are like, oh, not all cops are bad. Okay, so let me break down why people are saying all cops are bad. So with racism and stuff, it's just so important to not generalize, which means if you see a Muslim person, that doesn't mean that they're a terrorist. Not all Muslims are terrorists. If you see an Asian person, that doesn't mean they have the coronavirus. Not all Asian people have the coronavirus. If you see a Hispanic, Latino, Latinx person, that doesn't mean they're illegal. If you see a Black person, not all of them are criminals. But these racist people want to generalize us. They want to generalize people, and they want to believe that all blank are bad. And that's kind of taking back the meaning and kind of just applying the same terms to police. But once we say all police are bad, they're like, no, not all police are bad. But where was that energy when we're trying to tell you not all Black people are criminals? So when people are saying all cops are bad, they are trying to give you the same respect that you gave them. And I'm saying you as in like the racists out there, or anyone who thinks that not all cops are bad. Like, we're keeping the same energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. We're keeping the same energy. So don't get defensive when you were racially profiling a Black person, but you want to say not all cops are bad. Not all Black people are bad, sweetie. I know you guys learned about this in school, about the Stanford prison experiment, where if you just give any person just an ounce of authority, they go crazy and they go ballistic just because they have that power and they abuse it. The Stanford prison experiment is its whole topic on itself. I'll put a link in the description about it, but educate yourself, because this is real. Like, it's psychology, it's science. This is an experiment that was done to people, and we can apply this in the real world, but you guys are choosing not to realize what's going on. And again, when I say you guys, it's like the racists and the people that don't really see the all cops are bad. So with this, I'm going to move on to the riots and the protests. So a lot of people are kind of just saying, violence isn't the answer, and like, what is this gonna do, blah, 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 blah. So I'm gonna tell you first off that these protests started off peaceful, okay? Many of these protests started off peaceful, and the reason why they got out of hand, the reason why people are rioting, is because police are fighting back with tear gas and aggression. And I'll get onto that topic later with the tear gas and stuff, but I just want to focus on this. So although violence isn't the ideal answer, that is like the only thing that's left. People in this movement have tried so hard to protest peacefully. When they're faced with aggression and when the police try to, arrest people and freaking attack people, then that is when it gets out of hand. And I'm also saying this because they've tried peaceful protests and it didn't work. So they are using violence, they're using rioting, they're using looting to get people to understand their frustration, to get people to understand, wow, yeah, we're really mad. Someone should do something about it. Like, lawmakers, why don't you guys do something? They're trying to get people to notice why they're doing this. And in an ideal world, it wouldn't be this chaotic and there wouldn't be riots and looting and people getting hurt. But also in an ideal world, Black people would still be alive and we would have equity throughout everyone and it wouldn't be a race war. So the point behind the rioting is just to express their frustration. And the point is to realize, what are we going to do about it? Like, people are mad, people are angry. Like, what are people gonna do about it? And that's the whole point of this. And also, I want to emphasize this tweet right here about Trump talking about the rioting. And sis said, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. One, you're promoting violence, and you can't tell the citizens of this country that violence isn't the answer when you're literally promoting it. You are promoting it. This is our president of the United States. This is not my president, this is your president. I don't know. So you are basically telling them to go ahead and kill the people protesting, but you want to praise the neo-Nazis and all the people that still believe in the Confederate States and stuff like that in Charlottesville, and you want to call them very fine people. What? And that's just like hypocrisy on a different level. You have to keep that same energy throughout everyone's protests. Like, you're gonna call the people that are protesting for Black lives thugs, but you want to call these freaking neo-Nazis, these white people that are protesting to get their hair cut during the coronavirus because they don't want to wear a mask, fine people? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I also want to just emphasize too that, and yeah, people were protesting because they didn't want to be quarantined. Like, I don't think people understand what science is, what medicine is, what a virus is, what a pandemic is. You want to protest because you don't want to wear a mask. You want to protest because you need a haircut. You want to get your nails done. But people are protesting because people are dying. They're protesting for their life. Do you see the difference here? And going into that with all the protests about the pandemic, I want to say that they, as in, you know, states or the government and the country, they can't supply face masks for everyone in this country. They can't ensure meals for people that lost their jobs and that are low income for their family. They can't supply meals for them. They can't supply tests for everyone. But one of the richest countries in the world can't properly prepare or treat this pandemic. But once you hear Black people are protesting in blank city, you come in with tear gas, with guns, with all this equipment, but where is that money to fund health care? So that's mainly the things that I wanted to say, and I know that I can go on for so much longer. I literally could make a whole nother video about this, but this is kind of like the highlight of what I wanted to say, and I hope you guys can feel my frustration, feel my anger about this whole situation, and I hope this ignites something in you to start a change and to do something. And there are so many ways you can help. I'll put a link in the bio on like just a bunch of ways you can help. To name some ways you can help, you can donate to different freedom funds to bail out the protesters in different cities. You can donate to the Black Lives Matter global organization and memorial funds for those who died. I'll put a bunch of stuff in the bio, the link in the bio. You can also text Floyd to 55156. You can also call people. There's so many ways you can help. You can email, you can sign petitions. Just use your platform. It's our job to share what's going on with people and to educate people. It's important to just make sure people know what's going on. And we need to educate people, and we need them to know hey, this is wrong. Here's why. Like, at this point, you can't just not be racist. You have to be anti-racist. If you're silent about these issues, then you are siding with the oppressor. You're siding with those people that are killing Black lives every day. So this is definitely something I really want to get off my plate, and I feel really good saying this, and I hope you guys are riled up. If you guys go protest, please be safe. We are going to find a way somehow to find justice for all those people that have died due to murder. Police brutality, that's just murder. So, like I said, the resources are going to be in the bio and just like the links of where I got some information. But just remember, stay safe, continue to use your voice and whatnot. And I love you all. And yeah, bye.